So hello guys, welcome to the business environment part C. So we will talk about regional economic integration, types or stages of economic integration, effects of regional economic integration, leading economic and trading bloc, emerging foreign market, changing demographic of the global economy, foreign exchanges, exchange rate, for exchange rate market, parties in the forex, and foreign exchange rate system. So regional economic integration. So WTO has emerged a rule-based global trading body where advocating for the free and free trade, where many countries move towards the regional economic cooperation and integration. For example, SAFTA, BIMSTEC, ASEAN, etc. It is the agreement among the countries in the geographic region to reduce and remove the tariff and non-tariff barriers and for the free flow of the goods and services and factors of production. A form of trading reasons for the economic integration. So geographic proximity, it is the distance goods need to travel. Next we have customer taste and preference, where similar nations of same region are there. Distribution channel, it is easily established in the foreign country. Next we have common history, where neighboring country have same history to coordinate with the policies. Next we have common economic trade opportunity, where the share common economic and trade opportunity and the problem. Now we have types or stages of regional economic integration. So first we have PTA, preferential trading area, where reduce custom and tariff among the members. It gives preferential treatment to each other by reducing the tariff. The country reduce the tariff applicable to the member nation as well, to show that they are giving preferential trading facility to the member nations. It does not go beyond this facility limit. Next we have free trade area, FTA, where the free trade is done among the members. The goal is to eliminate all the tariff and other barriers to trade in the product and services within the bloc. The members in PTA only reduce the tariff, but in the members in FTA maintain its own external tariff against the non-FTA countries. Member country agree to eliminate the formal barrier to trade in the product and services, while each member maintain independent trade policy outside the bloc. Now we have custom union. There is common external tariff and trade policy and free movement of the capital, technology and the labor, where the member country adopt the common tariff and non-tariff barrier on the import from the non-member country. It harmonizes the external trade policy and adopt the common tariff and non-tariff on the import from the non-member. There is economic union or monetary union, which harmonize all the economic policies. The members of the economic policies should be integrated to create economic union. It is concerned to having the free trade movement of the goods and services and the factors of the production. There is the common currency is used by all the members. It can be achieved by the system of fixed exchange rates. For example, European Union, it involves following such as adoption of economic policy for the regional economic integration, single currency and uniform monetary system, which is within one central bank. Now we have political economic union, where the single economic identity, it ultimate development of economic union take form as a form of political union, where the member country decides to share the political status. There is the perfection unification of all the policies by the organization and submerge the separate national institution into the regional political entity. The common parliament is created with a representative of the member nation who work with every member of nation's legislation. Member nations at this stage dilute their national political identity for promoting the political union at regional level. For example, European Union has separate legislature, executive and judiciary. So talking about the effect of regional economic integration, we have static effect and dynamic effect. Talking about static effect, There is shifting resources from inefficient to efficient countries as trade barrier is eliminated. Following effects may be developed when there is trade creation and trade diversion. So trade creation means production shift from one efficient producer for the competitive advantage, allowing the customer to access more goods at the lower price. Next is trade diversion, where trade shift to the country in a group at expenses of the trade with the country not in a group, even though non-member country are efficient in the absence of the trade barrier. So next is dynamic effect. There is the overall growth in the market due to the expanding production and achieving the greater economies of the scale. It is increasing in efficiency due to increased competition. Now we have leading economic bloc and trading bloc. So ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nation, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, where ACP, African, Caribbean and Pacific Group of States, EU, European Union, FTTA, Free Trade Area of the Americans, NAFTA, North America Free Trade Area, SAFTA, South Asia Free Trade Area, SAFTA, South Asia Preferential Trade Agreement, and APEC, Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. Now first we have BIMSTEC. So the objective of BIMSTEC is to create the favorable environment for the business development. It promotes social and economic progress. It promotes the collaboration and mutual assistance in the economic and the social technical fields. It is established close cooperation with the international regions organization. Functions of BIMSTEC is to admin and implement the agreement of the member country FTA. It acts as a forum of the cooperation among the members. It provides the cooperation to the other members. It increases the cooperation with the international regions. Features of BIMSTEC is regional cooperation between the SAARC countries, Nepal and India, and Asian countries, that is Thailand and Myanmar nations. The cooperation in the economic and trade sector is special emphasis on and within the intra-regional investment. Now, impact of BIMSTEC in the Nepal. So positive impact is trade expansion, great potential for the investment, cooperation in infrastructure, low cost of transaction, enhance tourism, Buddhist pilgrimage such as Bhutan, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand. Negative impact is no special privilege like SAFTA to LDC, listed developed countries. Increased competition, challenge to transit, challenge to find the competitive advantage, limit factor of the production. Now SAFTA and SAFTA. So it established the free trade area to reduce the non-tariff barrier in the intra-regional trade. So the regional special trade and investment of the SAARC countries. So the vision of SAFTA and SAFTA is no quantitative and qualitative barriers such as tariff quota or non-tariff special treatment to least developed country, exchange of discounts or concession as per the agreement, and no hurdle and hassle in the trade. Now impact of SAFTA and SAFTA. So talking about the positive impact, there is intra-regional expansion, that is trade within the SAARC, economies of the scale, operate in the large scale at the minimum cost, low cost transaction, special privileges for the least developed country like duty-free access, remove the non-tariff barrier, special consideration of the export of LDC, and comparative advantages country give up less efficient for the greater efficient output, uniform voice of the SAARC on the trade matters, and increase in the investment opportunity. Talking about the negative impact, there is increased competition, revenue loss, 40% revenue loss in the import, transit problem, depend on the India and not enjoy with the other country, linkage with the political problems, poor mobility of the people, less investment as investor friendly climate, and deficit imbalance of payment. Now, European Union constituents institutions of European Union. European Union as bureaucracy for the day-to-day operation. European Council of the Minister is done for the executive of the policy, and European Parliament where the representative elect the form member countries as legislature of the European Union. European Union Court of Justice, it is designed to decide the issues to implement in European policies, acting as judiciary. Now, APEC, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, where 21 members serve as a regional vehicle for promoting the open trade, headquartered at Singapore, where the purpose is to raising the living standard and education level, sustainable economic growth, foster the sense of community, and share the interest among the Asia Pacific country. Objective is to resist the protectionist pressure, maintain the momentum of the trade liberalization, provide the way to deal with the economic conflict, looking towards the regionalism like European Union and NAFTA. There are three pillars of APEC, where trade and investment liberalization, business facilitation, and economic and technical operation. Now, ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nation, where the Southeast Asia like Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Myanmar, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. So objective of ASEAN is accelerate the economic growth, social progress, and cultural development. It promotes the active collaboration, mutual assistance in the common interest. It ensures the stability of the South Asian region countries, and it maintains the close cooperation with the international and regional organization. Now we have emerging foreign market. So emerging foreign market is a country making effort to change and improve its economy with the goal of raising its performance to the advanced nation. First is China. There is largest population in the world, and the growth and expansion have been impressive in the last 2 decades. China has challenges like massive saving in the corporate sector and globalization of manufacturing network. There is fast development needs requirement of the 20 million jobs annually to avoid the job unemployment. The major transformation was due to the socialist communist state. There is the problem of multinational company that is undervalued of the China currency, where it continues favoring the domestic country rather than the foreign country. So the China is high risk venture nation. Now next is India, where it is the world's largest population and emerging class of the middle class that can create big market for MNC. Industrialization and FDI inflow have gained high speed in the recent decade. World Bank expects to have high economy in the South Asia. Next we have Brazil, where it is the emerge as flourishing economy. GDP continued to rise, the inflation and employment has increased. Brazil continued to attract outside investors, partly to opportunities created by Brazil is privatization of the power, telecommunication, and development of infrastructure. International companies show interest in doing the business, where UNCTAD, World Investment Prospect, the survey has identified Brazil as the fourth most attractive country for FDI in the recent years. Now, emerging demographics of global economy. Demography has been changing from 3 decades, where following is described as US has dominance over the FDI, US dominance in the world economy and the trade, and US dominance in the multinational international business. So there have been changes in the demography of the global economy, where the changing demography in the world FDI, changing world economy and the trade, and changing demography in the world MNCs, and changing demographies in the world economic output and trade. So first talking about now is foreign exchange, where money dominated market in the currency of another country or the group of country, where the market in which transaction takes place in the foreign exchange market. Foreign exchange or the forex is in the form of cash, fund, bank deposit, traveler's check, exchange rate, the price of currency usually in the relation of the another country. It is number of units of one currency that buy one unit of another currency. Next is foreign exchange market, where the foreign exchange instruments are traded. Firms in the international market may not have enough foreign currency, so they seek to those parties with adequate amount of money. There is need of forex market for all the individual and institution in order to contact one another for this purpose. Forex market activities are done by the banks and the foreign exchange dealers using telephone, cell phone, mails, etc. So parties in the forex market, there is importer and exporter. There are buyers and sellers in the forex market, as they are the exporter and importer of the foreign goods and services. FDI, they do investing in the capital and pulling out the dividend of the country. Portfolio investor, they buy the foreign goods, bonds and mutual funds, hoping to sell them at a profitable exchange rates. Now major segments in the forex market: over the counter OTC market, where it includes bank, commercial and investment bank, where the forex market takes place. Security exchanges, the exchange traded market, where it comprises of the security exchange such as Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where certain forex instruments are traded. Next, there is characteristics of forex market. So market for trading the forex instrument as a spot of FX swap, currency swap and futures and options are used here. Remarkable market for size, composition and location: UK, USA, Japan, Singapore, they are the 65% of the total forex market. Wide use and dominance of the US dollar is done over here. Now we have SWIFT. So it is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So cooperative arrangement among the banks for conducting the financial transaction through telecommunication throughout the world is done here. There is the use of financial transaction between the banks as swiftly as a mouse click. The headquarters is at Belgium. Nebel Bank is the member of this cooperative network. Now why US dollar is widely used in the trade? So for this we have following reasons: investment currency. In many capital market, New York and Bombay capital market, dollar is used. Reserve currency, it is held by central banks around the world, where NRB has the proportional reserve system as exclusive reserve currency. We have transaction currency in the international commodity, where the value of assets cost transaction is measured in dollar. Next is invoice currency. In many country it is used and saved. And intervention currency, where it is employed by the monetary authority in the market operation to influence the exchange rate system. Now we have functions of forex market, where there is transfer of purchasing power, provide for the credit and provide hedging for forex risk. Now foreign exchange rate system, there are two types: controlled exchange rate system, where there is a strong control on exchange rate system by the government. System is not determined by supply and demand of the forces of the currency. Government determines the rate. Government controls the rate as per the exchanges in its economy and monetary policy. This system is operated within fixed rate as controlled operating system, or floating rate, where controlled floating system. Now fixed rate system, where the system or the theory that maintains the forex rate at the fixed level through the government participation in the market. The goal is to support the country's development and the plan and balance its international business and the trade. It would exchange through the currency devaluation and revaluation if the rate fails to maintain the balance of payment and balance of trade. It promotes greater stability and as predictability of the exchange rate movement, filling the gaps between the demand and supply of the currency. Now fixed rate exchange rate system, there is pegged exchange rate system, where it is the system in which the value of currency is tied up with another foreign currency value. Weaker currency are mostly pegged with stable foreign currencies, as Nepal rupees is pegged with Indian currency. Now floating exchange rate system, it is the opposite to the controlled system, where the exchange rate is determined by the currency of demand and supply interaction. It allows the market to determine the forex rate on the priority basis, expecting market for correcting the disequilibrium. Government do not make any systematic intervention. Each nation's currency is float independently. When there is no government intervention, system is called free floating system. System with the provision of the government is called managed floating or dirty system. So this is the end of this part. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. You guys are amazing. Keep reading.